Hello everybody, Dr. Feist here, and today I'm going to talk to you about writing a philosophy paper. This is part 3. I'm going to be dealing with formatting. In this series of videos on writing a philosophy paper, I started off by looking at the distinction, an important one, between philosophizing and scholarship, asking you to really reflect on that, make sure you don't confuse those two. Confusing those causes a lot of grief. Talked about that. Then in the second one, on writing a philosophy paper, part 2, that is, I talked about sources, primary, secondary, tertiary, academic versus non-academic sources. Well, today I want to talk to you about formatting, which is, admittedly, it's donkey work. In the olden days, though, it was much worse, when we had to type with this stuff all out by hand, organize it, and then people would nitpick about commas and spacing and all that. If you take the time to get into the modern age about formatting, you can, through a short amount of learning how to use the technology, save yourself a lot of trouble in the end. And in this video today, I want to talk a little bit about it, but just to be up front here, I'm talking about using Word. So I'm talking about using Word and other programs I'm not going to get into. But this is just a basic video just to get you going, to encourage you to explore the database functions in Word in order to, in the end, save yourself a lot of work and be able to reuse what you've entered. So the idea is to type it in once and you're done. All right, so, and I'm also talking not only about Word, I'm talking about MLA. Modern Language Association formatting. So I'm not talking about Chicago, APA, and all these other things. Those, of course, you could adapt my video to them. You'd have to look at it, and I'll show you just briefly how to do that. But my conversation is essentially about MLA. Why? Well, because I teach philosophy, and MLA is pretty well the standard kind of formatting that are used in the humanities. Social sciences tend to use others, the sciences have theirs, etc., etc. I'm talking about MLA writing for philosophy courses, humanities courses like history, and so on. And again, as I said, Word is my software that I'm talking about. I'm primarily just going to give you an overview of how you can make citations, how you can create them with Word in MLA formatting, and a bibliography. Again, this is just a brief overview just to get you started. There's lots and lots of resources on the web. There's full videos that go into detail, how to do all the data entry, how to set everything up, how to do all the citations as I said, in great detail. Those are great videos. You can use them maybe after you watch this. This is just a small overview, again, to get you going. If you want more information on MLA, I'm not going to go into the details. I'm looking at just an overview, the simple part of MLA, which would be sufficient in order to write an undergraduate paper, and for the most part, a graduate paper as well. But of course, there's always little things that come up that require specific attention. I'm not covering everything here. Again, just the basics. There's a website for MLA. You can use Google to find that website and go into all the intricacies of MLA formatting if you like. Charles Lipson has a very nice book called Cite Right. It's a little dated now. You could also find that. It's on the web in a PDF format, and look at the chapter on MLA, about 20 pages long, and gives you lots of examples so you can get a feel for what an MLA formatted paper should look like. All right, well, the first thing to get your head around all this is the first thing that you're trying to do is to get away from doing all the formatting, which is kind of ironic since the video is called formatting, and instead of formatting, you're going to be doing data entry. And data entry, the nice thing about it, it's all laid out how to enter it. You just do the entering, and then the computer, that is the software package, will do the formatting for you. So I'm trying to teach you how to get around doing the formatting and teaching you how to get the computer, that is Word, to do the formatting for you. So, data entry. How do you do this? What is data entry? Well, you need to enter the information that you're using in your formatting. For example, if you use a book, when you're writing an essay and you've used a certain book that's been very helpful, a secondary source, for instance, or a primary source, you're going to have to enter that information in Word's database. All right, let's start. How do we do that? Well, the first thing you do is you open up a fresh page in Word. And I've just got a screenshot here, and I've taken the top part of it to try and show you roughly how you enter the data. So you open up, and at the top of the document, you'll see the ribbon tabs, right? File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, References, Mailings, Review, and View. Then you'll go into the References tab. So you'll click on that, and once you click on that, you'll see underneath a number of little tiny boxes. One is table of contents, then footnotes, citations and bibliography, captions, index, and table of authorities. In this, we're really just using through the references and then through the citations and bibliography. So what do we have here? Well, the citations and bibliography will really do everything that you need in order to make an MLA formatted paper. Again, roughly at the level of undergraduate and pretty well all of graduate stuff too. A little bit more detail, but I can't go into everything here. So the first thing you're going to notice is insert citation. That's how you're going to make your citations, through that button. And I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. The second thing, manage sources. That's the key button for data entry. Notice you have a style button. And here it's linked to, you can scroll down with that. Here it's already on MLA 7th edition. So if it doesn't say MLA, then that little button, you can click on the right on the little arrow, and you'll get a drop-down box, and you find MLA. If you want a different format, you'll see all the other ones listed, APA, Chicago, a number of them. You can click on that, and everything will work in that different system. But again, I'm just dealing with MLA. And then last but not least, of course, is the bibliography. And you click on that button, and Word will insert your bibliography for you. So get familiar with those 4 buttons. And once you do, you'll find out that it makes your life a lot easier when it comes to doing the MLA formatting. So if you're with me to this point, you're well on your way to pretty well learning how to do all of this. All right. When you go and you click, so remember, here, you click on Manage Sources. Once you click on that, you'll get this screen will pop up. This is your Source Manager. When you've clicked on and you've popped, the Source Manager has popped up, click on New. And when you click on New, that box will pop up. All right? So a couple of clicks, and you get this box, which is listed Create Source. Now, this is the place where all the action happens. This is the place of data entry. So the first thing here is to click your type of source. What do you got? A book section, like a chapter, a website, etc., etc. So all the different kinds of sources that you'll use, whether it's a journal article, a periodical, all kinds of things, a video source. There's a drop-down menu, and you pick the kind of source that's involved. Once you've done that, you go down and you show all bibliography fields. The blank spaces, those are often referred to as fields. And if you notice, when you click on that, then because you've clicked it, you're in MLA style of formatting, you'll get these little red stars that will tell you which fields to fill in. It's that straightforward. You don't even have to worry about what they are. The machine will tell you which fields you need to fill in. So you grab your book, your article, and then you go through all the fields that have the little red star, and you just fill them in. And then, once you've filled them all in, you'll click OK. I would recommend, and you will have to scroll down a bit because there's a number of fields that are lower down. So scroll down, fill in all the little red starred fields. But I would recommend, and I always tell my students this, one of the fields that doesn't have a red star is a shortened title. So, because sometimes the titles for books are very long, especially these days, book titles are often really long. Word will also ask you if you want to create a shortened title. That's sometimes a good idea to do that, because then when MLA does the citation, the in-text citation, you won't have a big long title. You'll have just a nice little short title that will be easy to find in your bibliography. So I recommend that the one non-starred field that you should fill in is the shortened title. And the nice thing is that You make up the shortened title, and then Word will always use that shortened title for that book, and your essay will be entirely consistent. You don't have to worry about which shortened title you used or whatnot. It's all done in one swoop with your data entry. All right, so once you've done all that, you've entered your data. That's really the basics. That's really about all there is. Now there's just a few more clicks, and away we go. So let's say you've entered your data. Now you want to enter a citation. How do you do that? Well, basically, once you've got the place in your essay where you want to enter the citation, you put your cursor there, let's say at the end of a quotation. You want to enter the citation. All right, you put the cursor at the end of the quotation, and then you move your mouse up to and click Insert Citation. And what you'll see is a little drop-down list of all the entries that you've made in your data entry. And then you simply click on that, and what Word will do will insert the citation in the correct MLA formatting for you. You don't even do it. You don't have to worry about the formatting. The only thing that you may have to do is insert the page number. So you just go to the citation itself, and you'll click on the citation itself, and you'll get a little drop box, and it will ask you if you want to insert a page number. You say, you insert the page number itself, click OK, and then bang, you're done. The whole citation is done. Correct MLA style with the page number. It's that straightforward. Again, it's a good idea to play around a little bit with this. For the bibliography, all I recommend doing, again, very straightforward. Go to the end of your text, the end of your essay, insert a page break, and then click bibliography. And when you click bibliography, you'll see different kinds of bibliographies to insert. And what I always recommend for my students is to insert works cited. And once you do that, you click on the works cited bibliography, then the computer will insert your entire bibliography in the correct MLA formatting at the end of your essay. And that's it. You don't have to spend the time entering all the stuff all over again and trying to make sure it's all properly spaced. The computer will do it for you in the MLA formatting. Now, if this is confusing, watch the video again. You can watch other videos and think about it, but there's no substitute for simply going to Word, opening up a fresh document, and playing around with this. Now, you might be thinking, well, at the end of this all, like this is too much work. I'd rather just do it where I just type it in all the time and redo it and type it all over and over again. That's a lot of work. If you're writing 4 or 5 essays in a given session, maybe in a whole term in a year, you might write 10 essays. If you're in a philosophy program, for instance, there will be a lot of books and articles that you will use in different essays. You will be typing those things in over and over again. You will be trying always to make sure you're formatting things carefully. Well, that's a lot of work. If you spend the time to learn how to use this database function in Word like I've talked about, you don't have to enter things over and over again. Word will look after the formatting for you. It will save you, in the long run, a lot of grief and a lot of time. And if you continue and finish a program and you go on and do more work in graduate studies, you will build up a large database that will come in extremely handy if, let's say, you wish to write a master's thesis or a master's research paper. Many of my students that have taken the time to do this are extremely pleased that they did so, because it is, at the end, an enormously valuable labor-saving device. So again, as I said, it's very important to go and play around with it. Talk to your professors for extra help on this, and usually here, there are always students' help centers here at St. Paul's. We have a student success center, and they are helpful people. They will help you do more research with this and to figure it out if you're having any problems. Well, that's it. I hope that this was helpful. See you next time.